Course 3, Lesson 72, we are using unit multipliers, but in this case we're using a couple of them. We are taking things that are 2, maybe 3-dimensional and changing units. Or we might be taking something like a rate and changing it more than once. So remember, when we use unit multipliers, we are really just multiplying by 1 because the numerator and denominator are equivalent measures. So examples are 3 feet to 1 yard, 1,000 meters to 1 kilometer, and we use those so that we can convert it to something new. So here's an example of using multiple unit multipliers to convert a measurement. So we have this room and it's 855 total square feet. But unfortunately, our carpeting store only sells in square yards, so I need to figure out how much do I need so that I get my money's worth, don't get too much, too little. And so we take this 855 feet squared, and we need to change it to yards squared. Well, the natural thing to do is think, well, what's the conversion from feet to yards? Well, we would say I'm going to use 1 yard over 3 feet because I want the feet opposite of each other over that fraction bar. But it's not enough because currently we just have feet and I need to get rid of feet squared. So I actually need to use a second unit multiplier so that I have, well, in the denominator, 9 feet squared. That will actually cancel out with my feet squared and will give me yard squared, yard times yard. So I get 855 yards squared divided by 9. So that we can actually go to the carpeting store and figure out how much do we need. And when we do that, it comes out as just 95 yards squared. So when I see these 2-dimensional things, I need to use 2 unit multipliers to get rid of them. So this is why, though, if we were putting a square on the ground and drawing it and saying, I want 1 yard by 1 yard. Well, how many feet squared could I put in there? Well, I would be able to say I have 3 feet across and 3 feet on the other side, which means actually altogether I can get 9 total feet squared in there. And that's what happens when I do my 1 yard squared over 3 feet and 1 yard over 3 feet. I see that 1 yard squared is the same as 9 feet squared. So when we go to a couple dimensions, it doesn't work quite as nicely as just our normal 1 dimension. Okay, let's try this one on the bottom of this page. What would the unit multiplier be for converting 10 cubic feet to cubic yards? So now, instead of 2 dimensions, we're thinking in 3 dimensions. And we need to take this 10 cubic feet and use unit multipliers to convert it. One way to think about this is if I have a 1 yard by 1 yard by 1 yard cube, how many feet cube could I fit in? Well, we know that from 2 dimensions on the bottom here, I have 9. And then I have 3 high. So I actually have 27. 1 yard cubed is the same as 27 feet cubed. And I could use that conversion. But if I don't remember that, that's okay. I just need to use my unit multiplier 3 times. 1 yard over 3 feet, 3 times. Because that actually, when I multiply it out, on the top I get 1 yard cubed, and on the bottom I get 27 feet cubed. So in this case, I will get, my feet will go away, and I will get 10 divided by 27 yards cubed. All right, let's look at a couple more examples here. Concrete driveway is 18 feet wide, 36 feet long, and 4 inches thick. Thankfully, they give us the volume, and that's 216 cubic feet. We want to convert that to cubic yards. So 216 cubic feet, we're going to convert that to yards. So I, once again, use my conversion. I can either do my 1 yard over 3 feet 3 times, or I can use my 1 yard cubed over 27 feet cubed. Okay, either way. But the feet cubed go away and I end up with yards cubed. And I do 216 divided by 27, which it ends up just 8 yards cubed. All right, Keisha set a record running 440 yards in 1 minute. Find her speed in miles per hour. So 1 mile is 1760 yards, and we need a couple unit multipliers to do this one. So when we do this, and I'll just walk through this very quickly, I'm going to change the yards here to miles by doing 1 mile over 1760 yards, so the yards go away. And then I convert the minutes by doing 60 minutes over 1 hour. Remember, always offsetting those units that we want to get rid of. And we can multiply across the top and see, well, I need to do 440 times 60, and we have miles left over in the numerator, over 1760. And we have hours, which actually simplifies pretty nicely, and we get 15 miles per hour. So we multiply and divide, and we get 15. All right, I'm just going to do these last few pretty quickly. 9 square feet to square inches. Well, if I have 9 square feet, I'm going to use my conversion of 1 foot to 12 inches twice. And I multiply 9 and 12 and 12, and I believe I get 1296. Well, the feet go away, so I don't have feet squared anymore. I have inches squared. And the next one, 9 square feet. And, well, we use my unit multiplier to get to square yards, so I do 3 feet to 1 yard, and 1 yard over 3 feet. And we actually see that 9 feet squared is the same as 1 yard squared. All right, another one. 1 cubic meter to cubic centimeter. So we start with this 1 meter cubed. And I say, all right, there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Now I need to do that 3 times. 100 centimeters and 100 centimeters. That means that when I multiplied out, my meters go away, which is my goal, and I end up in centimeters cubed. And counting up all of those zeros, I actually end up with 1 million centimeters cubed. So if you think of a meter, a cubic meter, we can fit 1 million little tiny cubic centimeters in there. All right, now I'm going to change the second question. We have 1 million cubic centimeters to cubic meters. Ends up that we just have 1 meter cubed, and you can try that on your own as well. And last page here, last few examples. Convert $12 per hour to cents per minute. So we have $12 that we will convert to cents and 1 hour. So I'll change the hours first. We have 1 hour over 60 minutes. And we also have, well, that $1 is the same as 100 cents. So my dollars go away, my hours go away, and I end up seeing that I need to do 12 times 100, so 1200 divided by 60, which means that I have 20 cents per minute. All right. Convert 10 yards per second to feet per minute, so 10 yards per 1 second. So I'll convert the seconds. We have 60 seconds in 1 minute. And we have my 1 yard to 3 feet, which means my yards go away, my seconds go away, and we multiply all that together. Sorry, let me get rid of that really quick. And we end up with 800 feet, or 1,800 feet per minute. And the last one, if you try that on your own, the answer should be 1/6 quart per hour. Sorry, my board is kind of freaking out right now. That's okay. All right. Well, I hope this is helpful for your homework and for studying.